what are you doing with this ESG? And they come together and sign something like a charter or something that they want to push this thing. It sounds too good to me. I don't know about you. Do you believe that? I'm not saying I don't believe it. It's just 很超级违和. Then let's also watch the last one. And this is what we watch every day in TV. On TV, I mean. I have no idea that you don't know this. But your parents probably know. I think Yushan has been doing pretty good job of this commercial. Yushan 银行.
ESG 对企业是挑战，也是契机。
现在不做，以后就来不及了。
I really like your example. Consuming our ESG expectations.
Absolutely, we are working on it.
台湾正走在超前部署的正确道路上。
这是资源和合乎规定吗？
这个方向去试。
这么大的资金缺口，银行都可以实施吗？
对的事，我们不带不做，我们对这个有责任。
感谢企业对 ESG 的努力，让世界看见台湾的竞争力，成就有序的未来。玉山邀请更多企业同行，玉山有序的最佳伙伴。
玉山银行。
Okay, see? They are saying ESG 是未来的决胜关键。
ESG 对企业是挑战。
Okay, so what is it? Why are they doing it? And apparently, it's not just one company doing it. Apparently, it looks like a trend that you cannot ignore. So that's why I'm bringing this ESG. It sounds boring, I know, but it's so important. You gotta know about this, and it is a global trend. You look at this Taiwanese advertisement. It's just because I intentionally choose Taiwanese ones so that you know, even in Taiwan, we're all doing it. And we usually, globally, we usually are not leaders. We usually are what? The followers. So globally, other big companies have already doing it. So what is that? You probably want to know a little bit about it. And if you know more about it, and if it appears on your job interview question, you probably will, give a very, very, very big impression on you or whoever interview you. I don't know. And it's so important that there are even many new companies are established to help these companies do ESG. Because companies have their own business, they don't have time to do that, right? So they hire other companies to plan ESG for them and maybe to help them a little bit. Okay, so now let's come back a little bit. Come back to my PowerPoint a little bit. Now we know everybody's doing this. And then we want to go to a tangent a little bit. Tangent meaning something that's unrelated, something new, but will finally come back. What is this? What is this on the screen? 光谱 spectrum. Okay, so you all know spectrum, right? Spectrum. So this is ultraviolet 紫外线. This is infrared spectrum. So we borrow a scientific tool, it's called spectrum, and borrowing this concept and use it in social science. And that happened a lot between different disciplines, different sciences. For example, they will borrow a concept in social science to use in scientific, to use in natural science. And this spectrum first appeared because I major in political science, so I didn't come up with this. I'm sorry, I stole this picture from internet. This is not. This is just an example. This is not totally accurate, okay? But it's easy to understand, so I picked this one. Have you ever? So I intentionally put this here. This is an imperfect example. There are flaws. And I'm not here to ask you to find out what's wrong with it. I'm just explaining this to you so that you learn a little bit about political science. You might have a little bit better idea of that. We in political science, we study political phenomenon, and we also borrow models from different fields to analyze political situation. And we usually use this as a spectrum. Spectrum meaning it will gradually like going into another extreme, right? So usually, have you heard of left or right? Left wing, right wing, 左翼右翼，左翼政治人物，右翼政治人物 right? 听过 okay? So can you give me an example that you know? Just forget about this. Don't mention anything here. Anybody or anything that is right wing? Trump, right? Good. Right with Trump. Why? Trump. You all know Trump, right? Like we're very familiar with him. Why is Trump right wing? And just mention some stances, some political stances, some opinions. Mention, because this is about ideology. So mention some opinions that Trump and Trump supporters believe, but the other party disbelieve. They disagree. They're right wing. Of course, there's not only one right wing, it's a general concept. But Trump is right wing, that is for sure. And the right wing political party in the United States is called this big elephant. They are conservatism. In the United States, called Republican Party. Okay? And can anyone mention any? Or right wing? No. Oh, you want to talk about left wing? Yeah. Just any concept, any opinion, or any belief about right conservative people.
Well, Trump is more direct on some of the global issue.
Too direct.
But I think it's more of his persona more than his policy.
More than his policy, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About the governing over the state of Florida.
Oh, I don't know much about that person. What happened?
He's actually running for against Trump, like to be.
This time?
Yeah, for next year as a.
Oh, okay. Right. No, now I'm reminded, but I forgot his name. So what about? Tell me some of the issues that they have conflict. Left wing and right wing have conflict. If you don't know, let me give you more example. This is we call conservative, and from here on, this is freedom in the middle. Freedom in the middle. So more to this far end. It's less and less freedom. Until here is slavery. And here, more to the left, is also less freedom. Okay? And as I say, this is an imperfect example, so bear with me. It has some problems, but it's the best thing I can find because it has all these signs. And you recognize this. How about liberalism? Liberalism is the Democratic Party, Barack Obama, and then Clinton. They are all liberal parties. They are all Democratic Party. So Democratic parties are liberal. If you don't know too much about liberal, just think of the opposite of conservative. The opposite of conservative conservative, we call it on political spectrum, we call it liberal. Liberal, 自由派人士. And you probably don't know much about 自由派人士, that's okay. But all the issues that they are talking about and they are against each other are discussed in Taiwan. And basically, you can see that happen between KMT and DPP very clearly. KMT is more conservative. DPP is more liberal. Actually, DPP, the name of this party is called Democratic Progressive Party. And progressive is actually another name for liberal. Liberal meaning progressive. Progressive meaning what? Progress, 进步. 进步 also means what? To change, right? What does conservative mean? Don't change, right? Basically, conservative meaning don't change. Because they're traditions. Why they're traditions? Because these traditions work well. So for so many years, why change it? So these people are conservatives. But there are people who think that the current world is not so perfect. There are things that we need to change. It's not good enough. We want to change. So we progress. So the society progress. And the DPP doesn't just choose the three words randomly. They are very clearly a democratic progressive party. They belong to liberalism. Okay? So whatever Democratic Party agree with probably is what DPP agree. Basically it's the same. Very, very similar in every country. Can you think of any very, how do I say it, very common issue that they talk about and they disagree with? Gay marriage, abortion, they're all the same. Gay marriage, who proposed gay marriage? Liberal. So usually in Taiwan it's DPP, right? In America it's Democratic Party because the Republican Party of Trump, they are a group of very conservative Christians. There are different kinds of Christians, and a group of very conservative Christians do not believe that same gender can form a family. And to talk about abortion, who would agree with abortion in Taiwan? DPP. Who would be against abortion? Must be KMT. And also, let's talk about what? Talk about death penalty. Death penalty. Who would say, let's get rid of death penalty? DPP or KMT? DPP. And those who are against death penalty, KMT. Okay? So we draw a line here. In the very middle, we just imagine that there's a very middle here that is neutral, and this is freedom. And people who are more progressive, who want to change for better, comes here. So see, what is this? Communism is here. Communism wants what kind of change? When it first appeared. Oh, we have somebody educated in China. You're the best candidate to talk about this. Do you agree, first of all, do you agree with this chart? Maybe some dumbass draw this up and it's all wrong. You don't have to agree with this. In some ways, like in what way? About communism. Because you are the only person here who knows best about communism or socialist society. We really don't know nothing about communist country. I don't think we should call the current China a communist country, right? right? It's socialist. I think China call themselves what? Socialist? 社会主义. It's very complicated, a very long name. 社会主义什么？社会主义接班人。
Is Marxism socialism?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, when we say that's a good question, what does that mean? I'm not going to answer it because I don't know how. That's a good question. Actually, communism, okay, they are very closely associated. Marx and Hegel and Marcus, they come up with a theory of communist society. A communist society is an ideal, very ideal, 非常理想化, very ideal society. And I think I'm not the best person to describe that because I'm not from the communist country. What do they teach you? What do they teach you about your great country that is once communist country but now a socialist country? Because they change. They change socialist. Otherwise, they can't have companies coming to China to earn money. Nobody earns money. In a communist society, nobody owns anything. Everybody owns everything. That is why it's called communist. 凡物公用. Everybody work, and the fruit of the work is shared fairly to everybody. Nobody have extra money. But apparently that's not current China, right? So they gotta have something. They gotta say something to explain that, right? And they call it socialism, 社会主义. You can check. It's easier for you to check. 社会主义是的 what I forgot. 爱情. So you understand from this, communism is more authoritative. So when it moves closer to freedom, is socialism, is the current China. And we are a socialist country. We're here. Taiwan is here. We're liberalist. That is why we are able to have same-sex marriage. We are able to pass the law. Of course, a lot of noises, but we pass that law. But about that penalty is still very difficult, and that struggle will always happen, and it's healthy too. I think it's healthy because both are going the opposite direction. If anyone go too further away, we're going into slavery. So it's good that they have this struggle and hopefully balance each other. Okay, and right, 中国特色社会主义. As to what the hell is that? It's not my business. It's none of my business. Oh yes, you get to say, what is your idea of 中国特色式的社会主义? Socialism with Chinese characteristics. Wow, okay, we learned something today. So that's over there. Okay, that's why they put this picture. That's why I choose this. I stole this slide. Oh, we're recording. I'm recording myself. I keep saying I stole this. This is Soviet Union, actually, Soviet Union. And I think this is mainland China, but they didn't put stars on here. I don't know why. And when we look further here, who is more conservative? The British, the UK, right? UK monarchy. 英国他们有王室. And further right is Nazism. It's almost slavery. And fascism is worse. Okay, why do I introduce this? Because the spectrum concept is a very useful tool. It allows you to understand something, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to borrow that. I'm going to borrow that too. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about 中国的社会主义. We kind of know what it is a little bit. Do you like that? Do you like your socialist country with Chinese characteristics? You want to start today?
In some political ways, I don't agree with them, but in the education way, I agree with them because I think study there is a quite great choice. You can study so much, but not about the political things. We study without the political things. We won't
Talk about.
yeah, we won't talk about it, and we don't have interest in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. But so it sounds like she thinks they got better teachers and better schools. Right? Okay. So any questions here? If no, we're gonna talk about this. We'll just borrow this.
Actually, a quick one.
Okay.
What is the difference? What is the difference between the fascism and Nazism?
That again is a very good question. Well, actually, I have to look up the definition, but of course this is more extreme than that, and also Nazism specifically referred to a Nazi in Germany, 德国的纳粹 and their regime, 他们的政治的体制 at the time. And fascism
Italian?
is in Italy, yes. Yeah. And people talk about fascism a little bit less. Because there are a lot of crazy things there. That's my excuse for not knowing, not remembering that. Because I study political science, but like you guys, you know, I don't go to class very often. So probably teachers talk about that, but I forgot. Now let's borrow, with that in mind, let's borrow this concept to our triangle. Now first, just not triangle yet, just this line. Business model spectrum. We talk about social business, right? Social business, social enterprise. And I think, I don't know, I'm just guessing. You guys might be a little bit confused about they're all business. They also do some charity. What's the difference between like 玉山银行 doing ESG? The same, right? So this spectrum tool concept help you a lot. We use that spectrum, and this extreme is social returns, like social benefits. And this extreme is financial returns. So of all these institutions, whichever goes more towards, focus more on money will be here. Whichever focus more on social benefits, the extreme is here. And then we can have this 5 circle. In the middle is called social enterprises, what we're talking about here. And you probably don't, this is something you probably have a question mark on. Because it's in the middle, it's because it's new. But I believe the rest you should know. I'm not sure about this, but at least let's begin with this. You know business, right? Business or just business companies, they just earn money. Okay, for profit, they're there to earn money. Okay, but a better way to describe that is not they're there to earn money. Their managers have the responsibility to protect the interest and well-being of their stockholders. Jim, I have to look at the old. Jim. 小万口。
陈冠甫不是吗？Yes, okay, go
I'm
ahead.
Chloe.
This is Lily's.
Okay, one by one. One at a time, I don't remember. Okay, who's gonna go first?
Jeff.
Okay. Jeff.
ESG is divided into 3 parts, and the first one is environmental protection, and the other one is social responsibility and corporate governance. And it is a new type of evaluation of enterprise data and indicators. ESG represents corporate social responsibility, and many operators, the industry or investors will regard the ESG score as an important indicator and investment decision to evaluate whether an enterprise is sustainable.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about an example in Taiwan. 7-Eleven, they changed their air conditioning to level 1 energy saving. So because they have like 6,000 shops in Taiwan.
Okay. 7-Eleven.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. They have 6,296 shops in Taiwan. So if they change the air conditioning, they can save a lot of energies in Taiwan. And they also change the lights into LEDs. Yeah, so they can save a lot of energies.
Right. Okay. That's
That's all.
their contribution. Okay. Thank you.
And the 7-Eleven has been into the DJSI competition for almost like 4 years. It is like
Can
the
I ask what competition is that?
Dow Jones Sustainability Indices 道琼永续指数
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And 7-Eleven's bottles, the paper bottles has been used the FSC. It is confirmed by the forest containable, so it can be used for a while. And also,
Containable.
yeah,
What is containable? What would that mean?
sustainable.
Oh, sustainable.
Sustainable.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That is very different.
Yeah, and it's
Are they paper cup?
Yeah.
Sustainable.
yeah, and 7-Eleven decided to not use the plastic bag until 2050, and it has have a love food plan for the food who is going to out of time, like
Yeah,
things
it's
like
going to expire soon.
yeah, like love food, and it will have a map for you to discover the 7-Eleven behind you, or the 7-Eleven around you, and you can decide what do you want to eat, and it will have
It will tell you if they have cheaper expired.
Yeah, it will have a discount for almost like 65%.
Okay, so is that an app or something?
Yeah, 7-Eleven has developed an app that you can find the 7-Eleven around you, and if there is any love food in there, and you can just order it until you go there to pick it up. Yeah, and that's all our.
Until you go there to pick it up, I mean, you can reserve.
There's
Order.
a sticker, like a discount sticker, sticking on the food.
Uh-huh.
And you can,
Yeah, I know.
you can know that's a discount.
Yeah,
You
oh,
cannot-
but it's not like making. It's okay. I am almost out. Just continue. Yeah, I just want to finish. Good job, Richard. Thank you. I just want to tell you, it actually has a name. And this is a campaign for the park. And a lot of people are doing this. Like 7-Eleven begin to give discount.
他们叫爱真实。
爱真实, yeah. But 其实 is a larger campaign. It also actually include some restaurant bringing food to homeless. Okay, next one. Well, when you're finished and it's time to go, you can just go.
Okay, should we?
Yeah.
Okay. Summarize it. So ESG stands for environmental, social, governance.
Governance or government?
Governance.
Yeah, governance.
Yes.
Because they're talking about their own governance, not the government.
Yes, correct. So by evaluating a company's ESG performance, stakeholders can gain insights into sustainability practices.
I can't hear you.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. By evaluating a company's ESG performance, stakeholders can gain insights into sustainability practices, ethical conduct, and potential impact on society and the environment. This information helps inform investment decisions, encourages companies to adapt more sustainable practices, and promotes greater corporate responsibility.
And I would say like Apple is actually a living example of the topic that we are talking about. Well, they're actually doing a lot of things behind our back. I mean, literally, literally. And they actually focus on improving and also the kind of in innovation about their manufacturing. And like I remember like a few years ago they stopped offering headphones in the box. And around like 2 years ago, I remember, with the iPhone 13 model, they stopped offering chargers in the box.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I mean, their excuses or the main idea is that to be more eco-friendly, because they realized that people were not really using it, so they charge you more to get it now. But in their websites, they talk about that they would use like recycled materials to make iPhone, and they would use some like this is something I want to talk about. Clean charging. Like when I was in the States, my phone couldn't really get charged because now in the state they actually eliminate you to charge your iPhone with clean source. They would identify it by themselves. Like if they notice that the plug that you're charging into isn't generated by clean energy, it wouldn't charge.
Oh no.
Yeah. And they would also talk. They also made a lot of their products with fully recyclable materials and everything like that. So, and they also reduced their size of the iPhones in the box. So they were really thinking inside the box. So yeah, I would say like Apple is actually a living example of the whole ESG stuff. Yeah. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. Okay, our last group.
We have enough time to do. We have enough time to do.
Yeah, oh, you have enough time. I will wait for you. When everybody's gone, I will still be here. Let's meet.
I feel very sorry about it.
No.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about ESG, and I'm Hank. This is Lorenzo and Alex. I'll just go do it fast. So ESG is the environment, affairs, and social responsibility, and governmental management, which UN Global Compact first proposed the concept in 2004. And the ESG is for the company that, because a lot of companies say they care about the environment a lot, and they care about the workers' rights or something, but you can quantify them. So ESG
comes and the company start to have like a score like A plus S. I don't know. I didn't do the research about that. So at the same time, the people who want to invest, the company can see how the company have the ESG scores to decide if they want to invest this company or not. Yeah, this is my.
Good job. Score, giving score to that is very important. Quantify their performance.